And we're live. We're back. Welcome back to the Wanna Parlay podcast. I'm Lance Bell. And the one we missed the most, we missed him for a while on this show, Jack Neuheisel, my co-host, an absolute legend, fighting through everything he can right now. He's sick as a dog, but he's here right now. Jack, welcome back, and tell the folks about the beautiful people that sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, who could forget about who's better than the good people of Wanna Parlay, who bring you this show every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Thank you, Lance, for picking us up yesterday. I was on the comeback train there. It was a tough weekend for us SMU fans across the deal there in Charlotte. We fought all the way back. It was a fun game, and we still make the playoffs, so we get to soldier on, keep having fun. But yes, this show is about Wanna Parlay. Folks, we're just one day into our Wanna week, but the boys and girls of Wanna Parlay are already rocking and rolling, lying in their pockets with more money than which they started with. We've got some flowers to hand out, and then we've got some big special winners to discuss. But first, a quick little special shout outs from last night. The pick four was hot, and it was rolling broccoli 11. Gosh darn, I'm getting sick of seeing your name, dude. You just keep popping all over the leaderboard. Winning 250. One Man Raider. God, I love your style. Love to tail your picks. If you've never checked out One Man Raider, guy's got an elegance and a class to his game. He's up $200 on the week. Durs Jensen, new to the page. What's going on, stranger? Up 150. And then Lance, our boy Kevin Turner, up some money as well. So a fun little leaderboard over there. But now to do some real accounting and to talk about some real heavy lifters from the weekend and honestly extending into last night. Talking full body, premium roast here, the purebreds, the big winners of the weekend. And a couple winners, actually, we've coordinated with. We're hoping to have on for a brief little interview today. So, exciting times. First, a new award we'll be looking to hand out a lot more often around here, the Johnny New Guy Award. This guy joined on Saturday afternoon. He's already up 2,000 his very first weekend of joining, and he's got two first-place finishes, Mr. Jacob Todd, a.k.a. JTodd04. Excited to chat later with him later in the program. And then secondly, we were going to be talking to him anyway about his experience as a WANA VIP champion over the weekend. He was hanging out there, rubbing elbows with the likes of Taylor Swift and other people there at Arrowhead at the Wanna Parlay suite. Our guy dialed picks from the suite, wins the main event, goes up another $2,000. People, if you're keeping track at home, that brings his grand total up over $15K. He remains the highest earner in Wanna Parlay history, and he's putting a little gap between himself and second place. So some big time stuff right there. Two guys we're excited to get the chance to talk to later.
Hey, Cade is in the waiting room.
Oh, bring Cade in right now.
Should we bring Cade in? All right, bring him in.
Yes, please.
Bring in our guy. There he is, dialed picks. The man, the myth, the legend.
There he is. DP, what's going on, brother?
1 second, guys. Let me get this set up.
Yeah, all good, all good.
So it's gonna let me video. Oh, is it just audio this time? I don't think it's letting me do the video.
Is it not letting me click on the camera there at the bottom?
It's usually
it's kind of like crossed out. So
try just clicking that crossed out icon. See what that does for you.
Yeah, see if it just turns it on.
Unless my phone's messing up.
Is your camera being used on a different app for something else? Which wouldn't make that much sense, but it's the only idea that came into my head.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me see.
Yeah, it's tough to tell by looking at us, but we are also the tech.
Oh, you cut out there, Jack. But
and then we run into unfixable problems.
Well, I think because I joined as voice, and maybe that's why it's not letting me do video.
Maybe you could try rebooting the app. We can bring you back in and see what happens.
Yeah, let me try that.
Hey, that works. No problems.
Hey, real quick, while we're waiting him to reboot on, because I've been fired up to talk to him about. Just to bring back into perspective, this is a guy that he was hanging out schmoozing with the very best of our people from Wanna Parlay, enjoying his time in the Wanna Parlay suite. Pretty good Sunday night game too at Arrowhead there between the Chiefs and Chargers. And this guy fired in a little Sunday-only 3-game but 9-leg parlay to come in and steal the contest right there late. He had 3 legs of that, Lance, coming in on the Chargers-Chiefs. One in particular, he had Xavier Worthy over 37.5 receiving yards. Going into the final drive, Xavier Worthy only had 27. A big-time 14-yard completion gets him to 41 and a full-time cover and an extra $2K to add on to what he already had was 13.5 grand going into the weekend. Pretty good to be Cade these days.
Dude, I'm convinced this guy's from the future. He has a DeLorean or something. Because this doesn't make sense. This is ridiculous. Like hitting, and not only, like I'd be very impressed if he was just hitting straight bets at the rate he's hitting parlays. Dude, this is incredible. He's hitting parlays.
It's a freak show, and they're 9-leg parlays.
Yeah,
and they're layered. You're talking about over 100 multipliers, and he's just cleaning up across the board. You can go through I'm so fired up to get him back here because I've got some very specific questions about what he's been up to lately. If he's interacted with any sorcerers, spiritual mediums, things of that nature. And then I've got, just at random, I'd be interested to hear what 5 numbers come to his head if he had 5 that he had to give out, and then one that was 1 through 26. Any one of those. Any kind of lottery type plays we could get going out in front of, because for God's sakes, I want what he's got. I just want a little taste of it.
It's got to be. I've never seen a run like this. Like people don't even promote this on social media because everyone would just tell you it's fake. They wouldn't believe you.
To win our grand prize of the week, which is the main event, there's a reason we call it the main event around here. To win that while in the Wana suite as the Wana VIP. I can only imagine what Jim Bob, I hope he had him up on his shoulders and was doing the whole thing. Also, how do we get him up on the Jumbotron next time? For God's sakes. Got a man just on an all-time run right now.
We need a dialed picks on the big board at Arrowhead during Chiefs games. Just a little promo. Hey, greatest better ever. And just right there and on to the next. Hey, and here's a sponsor from Bud Light. Moving on, but
so you'd like to think eventually, the law of averages will balance out, and he'll always be this 90th type percentile guy, but he'll start to come back. But as we sit here and talk about him now, he's like that pitcher for Cleveland, that Class A, where it's like, as of now, he is the best closer of all time. As of now, this guy is the best parlay better of all time.
Yeah.
Who's to you to make up the rules and tell me what his whole career is going to look like? Maybe we got our hands on him early. Maybe our humble little podcast discovered this savant genius, and we all get to tail him in the meantime. We all get a little better. All of our parlays get a little richer. Because I tell you what, I had an expensive weekend on championship weekend. I got very behind my SMU ponies, which was a tough dogfight. Tough dogfight.
That's tough, yeah. Because you know what, I was very bought into the team I was supporting this weekend, which was the Oregon Ducks. I just wailed their money line. The money line. I was like, I don't need to play games with the points and something happens. Money line, easy bet. I'm confident in the Ducks, and man, what a great game that was to attend.
Dude, right out of the gate, the opening touchdown, the little flare to the tight end coming out of the back, or the wheel, the little wheel route, and then the hurdle, and just a little O to the crowd. What was you and me were both basically away teams here. We're a couple of West Coast fans supporting relatively West Coast teams, mine a Texas team, but still teams going east. What was your stadium split? Was it 80-20 Penn State, Oregon? Or
it was. Dude, Penn State traveled. Penn State traveled well. They were there. I will tell you that much. They had their song, the classic "We Are Penn State." It was fired up. That was a great environment.
Well, it's a weird spot because there's especially a team like Oregon that was locked already, right? Mm-hmm. So it's are we going to travel to Indy for the conference championship game, or are we going to wait to do wherever we're traveling for the playoff, or then wherever? I mean, you got 5 postseason games now. It's a tough deal as a fan base. SMU did well. I was fired up for us. We probably had 20% of a stadium, but we're playing Clemson in Carolina. That's a tough little deal there.
No, I was about to ask you. I mean, I didn't get to watch much of the SMU game because we were at Lucas Oil. Dude, what happened? Yeah. I saw 14-0 early, and honestly, me and my buddy's phone died, so we were just stranded in Indianapolis doing our thing. So we didn't get to see much on. So what?
I'm still wrestling with what exactly happened. There's a combination of factors, and one I'm prepared to flush out much more in further detail. But check on Cade really quick, because all of a sudden, if you get me going,
Cade, here he is.
30 minutes are gonna go.
Bring it in, Cade. Boom. Now you're on mute. No mic. Oh, there he is. There he
go.
is.
Heck yes.
Here is the
Hell
greatest parlay bettor in the history of mankind, people. There's no one better than Dialed Picks. You can't find him.
Man.
You can't find him. Here's the guy. Dialed Picks, how are you?
Kate, I don't know if you could hear us on the other side, dude, but I was literally saying the start to your career, there's no rules. We may have just discovered the best parlay bettor of all time. It very well could be you. No one's had a better start than this in the history of their gambling career. This is incredible.
Yeah, man, it's been insane. I don't know if you guys can hear or see me.
Yeah, we can see you. Just turn
yeah.
it horizontal. Turn it horizontal for us, because we want your beautiful your beautiful face all over our page, because you are the chosen one right now. You are solidified. You are Anakin Skywalker. Like, you are him. You are him.
I don't even know what to say. I can't make this up. Like, the weekend was crazy, man. Like, everything was awesome. The game, like, couldn't ask for a better game, and then to literally hit first place with like 1 minute left, I cleared to take oh my god, bro.
I was gonna say, you couldn't have doctored this thing up any better. You had cleared most of your parlay going into the game. You had 3 legs going into the game that you were at there live at Chargers Chiefs. So first of all, how was the lead up to the game? Was it a good day in Kansas City? Was the tailgate good? Did we take care of you as the people?
Man.
Was it a good time?
It was awesome, man. The people were great. The hotel was great. Carson was great, like, covering everything before I got there. Met Jim Bob at the suite. Like, that was awesome. Great guy. Took a shot with him.
Yeah.
Man, it was literally just like a dream, bro. I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like,
that's so good. He had you going on that El Bandito tequila then, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, so cool. Well, then all of a sudden, I was just talking to Lance about this while we were waiting for you to hop back on. But you went into that last drive. You were still 11 yards short on Xavier Worthy. The last of your 9 legs that had to cover. Yeah. Xavier Worthy still hanging out there. And then you get the 14-yarder. Was the suite going crazy? Did you realize in real time?
No, I hadn't. No one had really known that I was, like, about to hit besides me and my buddy.
Okay.
But like, when it happened, man, I was just like, what? Like, because it was such a tight game, and I had a couple different parlays that were betting on the over for receiving court for Kansas City, and everyone is like right there at their yards, but no one had cleared yet. And I'm like, man, like, I was looking at the ticket, and I'm like, Worthy catches like 10 more yards, 11 yards, and sure enough, he did, man. And that was at that point, I'm just like, bro.
Dude, I can't believe it. We were going back through it late that night, and all of a sudden I saw that your name come back across. I was like, I cannot believe it remains Kyle Picks. This guy is on an all-time heater like I've never seen before. It's unbelievable. Congratulations, dude.
Oh, man. It's unreal, bro.
Dialed Picks, I mean, you might be the GOAT of parlays. I just watched you hit an MJ shrug. You literally just hit an MJ shrug right after that one hit. You just showed us an MJ shrug. This is unbelievable. We just lost Jack, so it's just me and you. But dude, I mean, take me through what you're thinking. You're in their suite, just taking their money,
bro. That's what my buddy was saying. He's like, man, this is crazy. He was like, oh man, he's like, bro, you really just hit that shit? Like, come on, man. Like, my best friend that I took, he's a big football head.
So it got cut off. Yeah. All good. Keep going.
Yeah, I got a call. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. All good.
Okay. Yeah, I got a call coming in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, I couldn't believe I hit. And my buddy's like, man, what the heck, bro? Like, how are you doing it? He's over here, like, putting a bunch of parlays in, trying to figure the app out and stuff now. And it's funny, like, when we were in Kansas City, any small talk ended up in me telling the story. So it's like, people are finding out about the app, man. The gamble's good. And, I mean, it's only a matter of time before that app blows up, in my honest opinion. Because, like,
dude, 100%. If stories like yours are going to get out there, you're up over 15 grand right now, dude. Yeah. It's so good. It's been at this point, my gambling career's got a ways to go. But in the meantime, getting a fall year, this isn't the best sports story of the year for me. Is fall on your account. Go rip this page out, dude. This is awesome.
Dude, this is insane, man. I'm just ready for more football at this point. I mean, I'm all in.
Go. All right. Well, real quick, you got anything you've already looked at? Are you thinking college football playoffs? Are you thinking NFL coming down the stretch here?
I wouldn't be surprised right now if you were just sitting on your wins, didn't even look at sports Dialed Picks. So any answer is.
Yeah, I try not to overthink it, and I feel like with me, I don't really have a team that I root for or a player that I'm biased about. I think that's kind of where people go wrong. Like they want their team to win, they throw that in there with their parlays and their bets. But for me, man, I'm just like, what do I see is reality? What's been going on?
You're just in the business of making money.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
You're fucking John Wick, man. You're an assassin. You're an unemotional assassin. You're able to just sift through the lines. Meanwhile, I've structured everything around my SMU ponies. Flew to Charlotte for it. What is it? What do I get for it? Absolutely nothing.
Oh, man.
Oh, incredible, dude. Well, we had to bring you on and ask about, like, it's too cool of a deal. You had the Wanna VIP experience, and while in the Wanna suite, you go home with another 2K. You remain far and away the number one earner on the Wanna platform. DP, we'll be tailing you all freaking week, dude. We'll be following all your picks. I can't wait.
Hey, I'll make sure they build a statue outside Wanna headquarters for you because you deserve it, man. You're the greatest. You might be the greatest of all time. I've never seen a run like this. I'm not even exaggerating, Down Picks. I haven't seen a run like this on straight bets, let alone 9-leg parlays. You're just an animal. You can't, like, this is unbelievable.
I'm speechless, bro.
Hey, don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. You got it going right now. We're not getting in the way. We're just following you, baby. Yep. We're just following you.
I'm gonna keep pushing, man. I'm gonna keep dialing. I don't know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it. All right, Cade.
Keep dialing them up. Hell yeah,
we
Cade.
appreciate you stopping by real quick just to let us know how great you are. And I guess I'll see you. Should I plan on you being here next week? Are you going to be back?
The guy's going to be here by the end of the show. Yeah. He'll win again before the show's over.
Yeah, let me go get on the app real quick.
Oh man, awesome. Man. All right, Cade, stay winning.
Man, that's a pleasure, guys. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate everything, guys. Thank you.
Yep.
100%, Cade. Fired up. Talk to you soon, man. Take it easy.
All right, man. Take care, y'all.
That guy is so rad.
He's so awesome. I mean, it's just so good. It's just unbelievable.
He knows it too. Where he's like,
he hit the shrug. Jackie hit the shrug. He's just like,
it's so good. Oh my goodness, man.
It's good to be good. Cool good for that guy.
Keep eyes out for our boy Jacob too. Our boy Jacob came in. We were going to interview him anyway yesterday, Lance. He joined Saturday, won $1,000 on his very first parlay on Sunday. So I was getting him dialed up to come Monday. We ended up having kind of some scheduling issues. But then I go to hit him up today for the interview. He won last night again, another $1,000. So he's up 2,000 on his first two bets so far.
Wait. Where is he? What event was it for that he's winning 1,000 like that?
It's the new deal. It's the high roller one. So it's $5 to enter, but you're playing for the bigger prize up front.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a sheep. I just stare at that main event.
Do me a favor, keep eyes on the chat too, because there's been a bunch of new events added. We got like football ones, scoring ones too. If we need a full refresher on the offering of Wanna Parlay, let me know if the chat's saying, because we can break it down for the folks. I can bring that to the table come Thursday episode.
No, 100%. All right. So we're waiting on one more interviewer. And
in the meantime, just keep eyes on that chat room there. He's been great. He's up $2,000. I'm sure he's out there making $3,000. So we'll see what becomes of it. But in the meantime, I do want to get a little bit into that college football weekend. Ultimately, great.
Let me go accountability hour, only because I just had very minimal bets. But hey, they were locks.
They were locks. I was going to say, you won with the Bengals, didn't you?
Yeah. So how it went on the show, I said Bengals -4.5. Don't overthink, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm sneaky. I'm leaning towards, I think I was going to throw it. I didn't throw it. I was full of shit. I was chicken. But I said 6.5. 6.5 was a good line. I was like, touchdown, keep him out of it. And it hit. It covered. Not for the right reasons, but it did cover. So if anyone was in that chat, you're welcome. It was KG. I know he was in that chat. But yeah, so Bengals won. That was crazy. Somehow win off of getting their punt blocked, and it muffs a bizarre ending to that game. But hey, we won. We're happy. Life's good.
Just interesting situational football. That's something that almost never shows up. That shit you got to talk about, though, literally once a week, which is so frustrating. And it's an interesting world, life of being a football coach and trying to get those details cut across. That ball's up, lands on the other side. It's completely live. They can touch without a penalty. Right there, it's just like trying to cover a normal kick. What are you doing? Peter, get the hell away from it. But no, I was on the wrong side too. I was on the Cowboys. So I was like Micah Parsons over there on the bench, just freaking out, asking questions. We did everything
so
right.
bad.
We still got to come out losers. I just had enough of betting on the Bengals. It felt like when they got beat 2 weeks ago that the playoff run was officially over. I was like, I don't want any part of this, whatever's coming next. And I always struggle with teams that feel hell-bent to exist and stay put in mediocrity, teams that don't take big swings to be good. Why didn't we get the T. Higgins deal done this year? Why, why does it feel like, we're going to be heading in the wrong direction come this offseason? Got a major deal getting going with Jamar Chase coming here, who's going to be asking for number one and then some money here with one more year left on his deal. So I don't know. I was out on the Bengals, but good for you. You saw through the trend lines. And technically, the Broncos and Chargers still have to play each other, and both of I could see both choking kind of down the stretch. Colts are another team hanging out in front of them. There's a freak show scenario. We have some fun with the Bengals coming down the stretch.
No, 100%. And Jack, I got a quick question because I know we could probably talk about this for 20 minutes, but just give me a head nod, give me something quick. I'm starting to think Joe Burrow's career is going to look a lot like Dan Marino's. Is that far out?
It's interesting, isn't it? I think that's probably pretty good comp. A couple guys,
Super Bowl early, and it's like their organizations just can't get that. Won't ever get them a roster to make it back.
Arch Manning would be another one. That's interesting. Of just guys that got stuck in small markets and teams that refuse to kind of get around them and support them the way you'd love to see them do it. Trying to think of a good basketball comp too, but yeah, it's in trouble when you have a location, especially when you're not. The Packers maybe are the exception because they're kind of got that America's team brand behind the Cowboys. But yeah, these small market teams in leagues that have adjusted salary caps and things like that, they got issues. But you got to draft well. You got to draft well. There's ways to do it and be successful. I mean, Kansas City, you could have said the same thing before they started rattling this whole thing off. What does Kansas City have that in terms of market and support and fandom and you name it, and even historical value? Who are the Kansas City Chiefs? I know there were some Christian Okoye fans out there that want to get excited, and on Nick the Kick Lowry guys that want to get excited, but why not? You got to draft well. You got to play through the draft. It's possible. But yeah, I'm worried for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. That's what I'm like, dude. This guy, I don't see much. I mean, obviously he's doing the best he can because he's putting up an MVP season on a 5-8 football team. But I just don't see. I don't know. We can get into that. We can get into that at another time. I don't want to take away from your college football.
Well, I'll get us stuck in college football for forever. But, for God's sakes, you had good time at least. I know. I wanted to get into Charlotte because it was good, and congrats to Clemson. Clemson. I mean, you didn't get to see it on the screen. I got to see it in person, and I've since gone back and rewatched the TV copy. Clemson's a damn good football team. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know what this means to the hierarchy. I know they got beat by a very hot South Carolina team going into it. Ultimately, we're 0-2 against the SEC this year, but you start going back through all the SEC, ACC matchups. I think that was a damn good Clemson football team, and I think the stage was a little bit big for my ponies just to start off, and it just all happened real fast.
So talk me through that. I genuinely don't know. The last I look, it's like 10 minutes left in the first, and it's 14-0.
Yeah, with 3 minutes left to go in the first, it was 21-7, and we had just thrown a pick. So they had a short field 21-7, and from that point in, we end up outplaying them 24-13. So 24-13 from there into the end of the game. It just got going quick. And I will say they played with an energy and an effort that I had not seen on any of the film all year for Clemson. So good for Dabo and rising to the occasion. There's a reason that's the 9th time they've won that. There's a reason they've been there 9 of 11 years or whatever their crazy stat is. That was seriously impressive stuff. But not to be lost in the game, there was a little bit of, and I don't want to sound like home cooked, sour grapes for SMU. There was an interesting learning experience being the little brother in a conference playing in that game because Lance, it was a Clemson home game. I mean, let's 80-20 in terms of the crowd because we're playing the game 2 hours from their stadium, whatever. The name of the conference is the Atlantic Coast Conference and ought to be played over there. I can't complain as a fan from the Texas school. What I will complain about is that going into the fourth quarter, we went a full Clemson montage, not a Clemson and an SMU montage. Clemson's montage, they play at every home game. They played going into the fourth quarter. They put on Don't Stop Believin', which is also something that Clemson historically does before they go into the fourth quarter. When Clemson scored, they turned the lights off and flickered them up and down. Not the case when SMU scored, sir. Very different.
So it was a Clemson home game.
It was a Clemson home game, but SMU was wearing the home jerseys. We were the higher rated ACC team. Oh. I don't understand how people aren't more upset about this. It was supposed to be a neutral site game. Also, Lance, if you want to go look at the box score of the game, zero penalties against Clemson.
Wow.
Now, SMU, the stage was a little big for them, okay? We led the nation, or we're at least tied with 3 other teams going into the game on least amount of dropped footballs all year, okay? We only had 6 drops on the entire season. Wow. We had 5 in that game alone. So almost doubled our amount of drops from the entire year, and a team that didn't do it at all the entire year. So the moment got a little big, but once we settled in, we played those guys tooth and nail on a big-time must-win game for them and an essential road game. So I'm getting way out in front of my take now, but come Penn State time, I won't be yelling about the money line. Penn State's a damn good team. We're going to be punching up. I'm just excited for a great game, excited that we get the opportunity. But we're covering that 9 points, people. That's going to be a one-possession fun game worth watching.
Wow. Ponies. Hey, dude, I was stoked that they got in. Thank God. I will say, Lance, and I kind of put it on these other topics, and we still don't have Jacob in the waiting room, right? No.
Just before okay, cool. It is interesting. I've not seen a ton of this take go across the airwaves. Guys like Russillo kind of poked at it, and some other people. But now that we go to the 12-team playoff, I'm so excited for some of these games we're about to get. But I will say, once we got beat by Clemson, it doesn't feel quite like the magical year. Like we should still get the chance to play for a national championship. I don't know why. It felt like we were on this miracle ride, and now losing that late, I don't know. I've never been in this predicament before. But teams like Alabama who are screaming about the chance, Ole Miss, South Carolina, all great teams. We can argue back and forth. We'll never get to see my SMU team this year play against any of those 3-loss SEC teams. We just won't get to see the matchup. So it's not even worth having the argument. But my point is, do any of us really deserve a chance still at a national championship this late in it? Have we taken some of the special thing out of it? And I guess if we go on the road and beat Penn State, maybe that changes some things. But there's some teams out here like Ohio State. Has it felt like, your breakthrough season, Ryan Day and Ohio State? I know you guys can still play for it, but Indiana,
I agree.
They've had one big spot and they went and got their ass kicked by Ohio State. Like the one case I'll make for South Carolina is they were on a 6-0 hot streak that was pretty fun. That's what you want to kind of see here, and it'll just be interesting because we're gonna get better games than we've ever gotten at this time of year. But for the first time, and it might just be because I'm sick and I'm coming off the loss in Charlotte, but for the first time, it just feels like some cold water got poured on some of my college football excitement this year. So we'll see. I'm going to sit with that for a couple days, come back Thursday, and decide whether or not this is better or worse for college football, or if we just need to change how we rank and do all that sort of stuff. So it doesn't feel like this awkward, start to the postseason right here,
No, yeah, I see 100% what you're saying. It did, like the selection at the end. I mean, it feels the same. It feels the same as the 4 team. We were just, everyone kind of knew, and then the last spot, everyone's just sitting there like, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? And it's like, we know who it should be. We know who the media might think it's gonna be. We know who the coaches are gonna think it, and then it's someone, and then like that year with Bama and Florida State last year.
You know what's interesting? I'm not a lifetime NFL homer. You know, I'm a fan of the bigger NFL
Mhm.
like body. I love watching NFL Sunday. I love Red Zone. But I end up liking guys and then kind of changing who my team is. For a couple years of my life, I was a big Ravens guy, but I would be lying to you if I said I was a diehard Ravens fan today. But even in my time as a Ravens fan, I never got excited about a divisional championship. We won the division when my dad was coaching there in 2006. I don't remember. That was never the bar. You're always thinking about the prize being the Super Bowl. That's what's so great about, the championship at the end. I feel the same about these conference championships. And going back to what we talked about 2 weeks ago with our model for college football 2.0, I really think we got to get rid of this week in completely. And maybe these have to become somehow play-in games. You know, to lose the game we just lost right there, that really felt like I don't know. It feels very strange to still be playing for a national championship. Be very interested to see what those locker rooms feel like. Is it like you feel like you know we got it out? Thank God we got that loss. Like sometimes you improve and you learn more coming more off the loss. And we weren't in this thing for an ACC championship anyway. We were in it for a national championship and all that stuff. The whole thing, and it's just the wound's a little fresh, I
So
suppose.
I see what you're getting after here.
It just feels like we're at an awkward start to this postseason. We're gonna have an awkward start, and it
Yeah.
just I don't.
So you're understanding, like, you're the team that it was like, I could have seen like a Bama or South Carolina picked over yours. Like, is that what you're saying? Would you have would you have been upset?
No, I pretty much made my peace with it. Like we've never been handed anything. But part of me didn't even care because I genuinely thought we were gonna go in there and beat that ass. If I'm gonna be
yeah.
I thought that's where we were headed. And truth be told, if that game fucking just makes it to overtime, we do win, and this is a lot more interesting. But fucking give it to Clemson. It was the longest kick in school history they walked us off with, and I knew it the second it fucking got touched. It was good.
I was gonna say I was about to. That's another thing because remember I didn't get to see the game, so I saw and I only looked at like the little snippets. I saw 13 seconds left or something like that. You tied it up. Like what the hell happened?
Tied it with 16 seconds left to go. Left the kick a little bit short. You want to touch that thing back, or we're going to kick it off and not squib it. We left it on the 5-yard line. My man Alex Kilgore, who played a hell of a game, a backup linebacker, just kind of two-weight his fucking block. He didn't fill on the outside and arm tackle, loses that. Slip another one. They're out the gate for fucking 35-yard return, and then they hit the one. They hit the one throw we couldn't allow, but Cade Klubnik looked pretty fucking good, folks. If Cade Klubnik ends up being a successful NFL player, I would not be shocked. That was some of the best quarterback play I've seen the entire year.
Oh, really?
Cade Klubnik, quarterback for Clemson, dialing us up a little bit. Yeah, and damn good game. It was a good team. I was proud of my team. Fuck, I mean, because they look good. For us to sit in the saddle right there and take them and push them around like that to get it all the way, I was just like, understand this, Lance. There were games when I was a junior at SMU where the spread would be like 53, and we would bet against us because we knew that Vegas knew they didn't quite know how bad we were.
Wait. The spread was 53?
Yeah, like if we were playing somebody like not even like a perennial team, like it'd be like us versus like Rutgers, and it'd be like us plus 49, and you'd take Rutgers because you'd be like, we're that bad, and so for all this to happen is unimaginable. And it was the first time this year I got to actually go see it live and in person, and now we get the Happy Valley game, so we'll see if I get to make it to that one. But yeah,
you might have to go make it to that one. That's pretty good.
That's 120,000 whiteout. Just let's fucking go. Drew Allar doesn't know shit about my boy Kevin Jennings.
We are Penn State. I mean, dude, they were. I will say though, Oregon did a great job of never letting them get momentum. Oregon did a great.
So that was the key, and that would have been my note for the SMU going into it. Is the only people that can beat SMU in this game is SMU themselves, and that's what they did. You gave up a fumble onto a short field on the first possession. Second possession, shitty punt to the 50 and a 15-yard penalty gives them the ball in the 28 going in, and then we throw a pick on the fourth possession. So, might as well be 3 turnovers in the first quarter. That hurts.
Jeez, so you guys really did shoot yourselves in the foot.
Well, yeah, but there was some bullshit going on, Lance. We were down, so we fumble we fumble on the opening drive. They go down, score. Second series, we go shitty punt. They go return it back to the 50. Okay, but whatever. We're still fine. Like, let's let our defense get under it. So even if we go to 14, like, let's just relax and let's calm the game down. Let's settle into the game. They called a 15-yard penalty on our guy playing after his helmet got knocked off. But our guy's helmet gets knocked off due to an obvious hands to the face where they shove his fucking helmet off his head. So instead of getting 15-yard automatic first, we still have the ball down 7-0. Now they have the ball on a short field, and it rapidly becomes 14-0 on the next play. Then we go down.
Oh, that sucks.
Right. So now it's 14-0. We go down, score. We make it 14-7. We give them the ball. It's 3rd and 11. We get off the field on 3rd and 11. They called the worst roughing call you've ever seen. Nobody hits his head. The guy tries hard not to land on. He puts his hands down. Now you get the roughing call. It extends it. They score 2 plays later there. It's 21-7. So it was one of those games where it's like they played their ass off, but there was some fuckery. There's
a lot.
It was just a Clemson home game. We had to just go beat them on the road. And I didn't think we were playing Clemson home game. I thought we were playing a neutral site game.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that.
So it was one of those situations where you really needed to be on your A game and you needed to be the best of yourselves. But since they didn't do that, they allowed other factors to lose the game. So it's like, you could sit there and nitpick the flags or whatever, but it's like we needed to play better.
Right.
Yep. All right.
Bottom line, no, it is what it is. They hit the fucking kick. They win. I'd love to get them again. I want more than anything to just see him play Texas hard, but we have to play first anyway. So what the fuck I don't know what's going to happen in this Penn State game. This whole weekend has fucked up my world. I don't know what to think anymore.
Hey, Penn State looked damn good against Oregon.
But it's not even just SMU. Like Tulane gets boat raced by Army.
Oh, I lost money on that. I lost money on that.
I did not see that. Boise State ass kicking. Yeah, I saw Boise State winning, but not like that. I didn't know UNLV was them. Arizona State ass kicking. Did not see that coming. Like teams I thought were going to win for the most part, and then Texas would have guaranteed a Texas win. Georgia with the backup quarterback in overtime, like, ooh, I'm a little bit lost right now as a guy who really follows this fucking game. I'm a little bit lost.
Yeah, that championship weekend, I had a parlay of all the winners. The losers I had were Tulane and SMU. I didn't take any of the smaller games, the only big ones. Tulane shocked me, and then SMU, that was just tough. I kind of just was like, hey, my cousin's a pony. I'm riding with the ponies. Like, let's ride.
Yeah. Well,
so it's tough.
A little breather from college football. We get Army Navy this weekend, which I'm fucking fired up about.
Yeah,
oh my God.
That's gonna be awesome. Wait, I gotta talk a little bit more about my gambling experience this weekend because I did great. I did beautiful. We whaled Georgia money line, and we whaled Oregon money line. So 2 big whales came together. That was great. And so my buddy, you've met him, Papa. Oregon Duck.
Yeah, you really quick. You laid off the points on Georgia. You just took them straight up money line. You didn't think Texas was going to win on the rematch game.
Actually, you're so right. I took spread in that one. I took spread in that one. I took spread in that one. Now that you said it, I was like, wait, I did take 3.5 because I had that exact same thought. You're right. So it was Oregon money line, dogs points. And going into Sunday, Papa's sister is like the lead trainer for the Charlotte Hornets. So random. We go to the Pacers Hornets game because they're there and they play that Sunday afternoon. So we go in there and it's Charlotte was plus 11.5. And I saw somewhere on the internet and I'm looking, I'm like, which side should we go? Someone said Pacers aren't good enough to blow anybody out in the NBA, let alone, we took a whale 11.5 Hornets. They win outright. So we're like, all right, like might be the greatest weekend ever. And then last but not least, we take a little parlay, Chargers plus 3.5 and Rockets minus 3.5. Bang, just paid for our entire weekend. It was Oregon won. We went to a weird dungeon bar with just the goons of Indianapolis that were hanging out. I mean, it was a great weekend, Jack. This was one of my best weekends as a human being.
I had it so the opposite. I had it was a great game day experience, but oh my God, I'm smoked. I'm defeated. I wanted so much more for our guys on Saturday. It hurts so bad.
Oh man! All right, so
obviously all the bets were bad, but I got picks tonight. I'm excited about.
Yeah,
there's only one way. There's only one way back, and that's to recklessly bet again.
But listen to this. I've gone. I missed on that parlay, and then I also missed on a Sunday night football, or not Sunday night football, Sunday football. Cardinals money line, it was Cardinals money line and Winnipeg Jets money line. Both lost. That was me and Papa shit down our leg on that one. It was tough, but the other ones banged. And last night, Bengals -4.5 bang. So I'm kind of on a little run here, Jack. I know I'm getting confident, and this is usually when God smites me and just gives me a fucking offer. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about what I got, and I'm really confident what I got tonight as well. So you lead us off.
Tuesday night. I'm terrible. You lead us off.
I'll lead us off. All right, come on.
Yeah.
Game lines. I like Bucks -7.5. Franz Wagner out. Paolo Banchero out. They're two best players, and I mean they were playing well without Banchero, but Wagner getting hurt. I think just give the Bucks. They're gonna play hard. They want the $500,000 check. Next game line. Mavs +4.5. I saw you add this as well, Jack, but I had to tail because it's just a great bet. Because I've seen Luka in the big games. We've seen him, playoff games, games leading into the playoffs, hit big shots, make big plays. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen Shea do that outside of the regular season. I've seen him hit cool, regular season game winners, maybe a mid-range over the Raptors when they're awful. But I've never seen him in the actual big spot deliver. I'm not hating against him. I just haven't seen it yet.
I'll hate on him. A little Paul George Gatorade commercial disease going on here. A little, we talk about it. How about we be about it?
Okay? Yeah. So that's why I like Mavs. And then I'm going into my player prop parlay. Oh, actually, no, it's actually a mix. I have game lines in here as well. But Bucks money line, Lillard over 3.5 threes, Giannis over 5.5 assists, and Giannis over 11.5 rebounds. Now, listen to my logic on Giannis. I went away from the points because I'm like, they're missing their two big forwards. They're going to be playing Jonathan Isaac, I imagine, who's a weird freak athlete defender. And I'm thinking they're going to try to just build the wall. That's the only way to stop Giannis and just live and die with everyone else.
The old Chinese defense.
Yeah, exactly. The Mongolian Chinese, whoever you want to side with on those borders, but exactly. So I think the wall, that this is just, narrative, could be absolutely wrong. And then let's just move on. Dallas +3.5. We talked about it. I like Lou Dort over 1.5 threes. Jack, this guy just jacks it. He's just a jacker. He just shoots. He's got a little rainbow shot. He's an Arizona State Sun Devil. Looks like he should be playing strong safety for the Cowboys. But he just shoots it. He's just 3-and-D menace. So 1.5 threes. I like that one. And then Doncic over 8.5 assists. I feel like the ball is just going to be in his hands a lot. When you want to win, and you're the Dallas Mavericks, put the ball in Luka's hands. Let him play make.
Lot to like around here. Lot to like. First of all, you called it out early with the Bucks -7.5. Love it. Also notice, by the way, the public is big on the Magic on that one. So I like the side you lean on. You said Wagner. Gonna help you out there. You got to use the German W. It's that Wagner. Right?
Oh yeah, okay, Neuheisel. I hear you over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let's rock the Bucks. And then, by the way, I was the guy I was trying so hard to predict their meltdown because I wanted a very fun midseason trade and freak show over there in the East. I thought the Knicks were still far away from it. I thought the Bucks were still far away from it. Literally, since I said that, it feels like both those big men are playing outstanding, and everyone's going to stay exactly where the hell they are. So the Bucks have gotten right. I think they're like 16-8 or something like that coming into this game, starting to look like the Bucks of old.
They're moving up,
Yeah, and return to where they belong on the standing. So if you just know that, let's go back the last couple of years of history, and especially without Wagner or Bancaro, Bucks minus 7.5 is magic. Piece of cake line. Let's go ahead and take it. Mavs plus 4.5. This was one of my picks as well. And again, it's exactly like you called it out. Big time matchup. I've not seen it yet from OKC. I still see big brother, little brother relationship here. And I don't see who's guarding Luka on this. As much as I love me some Lou Dort and I like his matchups, I like him to cover Kyrie in some spots. I like him against who is it coming off the bench for Dallas still? It's
Hardy. Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie, yeah.
Yeah, Dinwiddie.
Or Junior. No. Hardaway Jr.
Hardaway Jr.'s on the Pistons though. He got moved. He got shipped.
You're
thinking.
Sorry.
I know
right.
who you're
I'm
thinking of.
Dinwiddie. It's Dinwiddie. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't hate your Dort pick, but I'm just saying this is the classic. How the hell do you guard Luka? Well, Shea's not big enough. Dort's not big enough. Chet's not in the game. They've got no way to switch on it. I like to take a big look at every single one of Luka's overs for this bad boy, and I like the Mavs to not only cover but win this game outright. So
that was a sneaky one. Hey, Jack, this was sneaky. I'm like, Bucks Mavericks money line parlay those. What are
Ooh,
you know what I mean? Like,
it.
Get a little value out of the Bucks, and I believe in the Mavericks.
And I like kind of getting rid of that stress off the Magic. Although I really do like your 7.5. If you're going to parlay it, you might as well steal the points. But I really do like the 7.5. Mm-hmm. I'm good with that bet straight up.
Especially now that you told me the public's on the Magic, that very much like brings me great joy. Like, I'm fucking stoked because I'm definitely staying on that 7.5.
The public's on the Mavs, obviously, but it's not so inflated that it's worth freaking out about. It's in the 60s, I believe. And then what I really like, the public going with, speaking of public betting, going to college hoops here, the public's going with Arkansas to neutral site game tonight, 74%, plus 3.5 for Arkansas, Michigan, and 74% of the public going with Arkansas. Give me Michigan, minus 3.5. If this game were at Arkansas, I'd go with their leading scorer this year, Adu Thiero, who's averaging something like 18.5 points, and the Hogs. But that's a big-time home environment and neutral site game, new coach. They really only play a 7-man rotation. And I really like what Dusty May's got going over there at Michigan in his first year, 8-1 on the year. We're going with the Wolverines tonight, and we are fading the public. Michigan minus 3.5, neutral site game at MSG this evening.
I like it. Fuck Calipari. He doesn't know what he's doing. The public just wants to, they're just all over Calipari. They can.
I will say, if I lose because this kid, Adu Thiero, goes for 30, I'm all good with it. He's nice with it. Nice with it.
Sometimes you got to live with those, and
Yeah.
It's part of the game. Part of the game. Part of the game we play. The sick, sad, just horrible.
That's why we play. You know what? I caught a text in there from our boy. We're gonna get him for next episode. So we'll have that interview. Yeah. And in doing so, we'll cut our boy Tucker a little slack here too. We'll make sure we'll have Tucker. So we'll split up the editing.
Yeah.
Breakdown on that guy.
There we go.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, if you're listening to this and not following our socials, please do go on YouTube, Wanna Parlay. Go on Instagram, both Wanna Parlay and Wanna Parlay Pod. 2 accounts worth following right there for twice the content, twice the action, twice the Lance Bell. Who wouldn't want more of that in their life? Jeez Louise, look at those eyes, look at those guns. Takes the shirt
those
off.
Eyes, you don't want to see my eyes. No, but
I showed my eyes today, and I feel worse for it. Good Lord, I look like I got in a fight with every single Clemson fan, and I tried to. I screamed.
Oh. Okay, that's good.
I'm totally kidding. Women were chirping me though. I'm walking out of the stadium. I got college girls going, "You mad? You mad?" I'm like, quite mad, actually. Please go the other way.
Actually, I'm a little upset. So
I'm already walking out of the stadium a loser. I'm not going to be the double loser who gets caught shit talking to a 19-year-old girl right now. Why don't you just hit the road? I'll go my way.
So how were Clemson fans? I've heard they're not
pregame. They were great. Pregame they were great. Couldn't have been cooler. I like to think we were great. We were very grateful to be here. It's kind of like this in moment, Lance. In the throes of competition, there's literally only one fan base that's nice, and that's Nebraska. Outside of that, everyone will show you we all really want to win. When I was a student at SMU, we played basketball when it was all we had. Football program was dog shit, but Larry Brown was our basketball coach, and we had a damn good basketball team. Played on the road at Indiana. was like historic team, historic stadium, assembly all over there. Like, yeah, we're going. We're gonna. I really hope that's what it's called, but famous stadium. And home of Bobby Knight and all that stuff. Like, we're going. We got into there before like the shoot around. We were there like 45 minutes early. We're watching and we're just chatting it up. Somehow the seats we got were in like the alumni section. So all of our neighbors, I mean, we're talking average age here, 84 to 87. Like, couldn't have been older. Like, all of them were older than my grandparents at that, like, on that day. And like, couldn't have been, but so we were just excited to be there. We couldn't have been nicer. I was shaking hands. I had to shake 30 hands before the game started, where I was like, we're such big fans of your program. We're so excited to be here. La-di-da. They were saying the same, like, oh, it's exciting. You guys are coming up. We had that when we were your age. We hope you have something similar when you get to be 80, whatever the fuck. This goes on. La-di-da.
Yeah.
Third quarter, second half, the controversy in the game starts picking up. And all of a sudden, these 30 nice old people are no longer so nice. I felt like I was in the middle, like they were about to get their pitchforks out or something. It was wild. The 90-year-old woman sitting in front of me was putting her garbage in my popcorn. Then I start getting pissed. I'm like shaking my popcorn in between her and her husband's head, shaking around going, you guys want any popcorn? A little trash in here, a little salty, still tastes good. Now I'm eating my popcorn as close as I can to her. I got guys looking down the row at me, flipping me off. They can't be, not one of them younger than 75. It was like, we almost got launched from the whole game. But it's the sweeter than could be Indiana fans that just a little bit of controversy and a little competition, all of a sudden, we hated each other. We were ready to all kill each other. So very similar thing with Clemson. Couldn't have been nicer in lead up to the game. And then once that thing got started, everyone could have killed anyone in that building.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What a story. Oh my God. You go into Hoosierville and just meet these sweet old people and they just turn just are right back to fired up and angry.
Like crazy. Like, oh my God, what the hell's happened here?
That's
old people just getting mean.
That's awesome. Yeah, to talk about Oregon, Penn State, and just the fans. Penn State, honestly, they were happy. It was weird. They're not happy with a loss. No one's happy with a loss, but they were at a state like, all right, well, we played well. We played a really good game. We're making the playoff. And so it kind of gave them hope going in. Like, maybe we can actually make a real run at this.
And I think that's all they wanted. And I think there's an argument. They like their spot now more than they would have liked it as whatever seed they would have become, the 2 seed or the 3.
Yeah.
Now look, SMU is who we are. I think we're going to go play them tough. I would not want to be the team playing against this pesky SMU team who everyone thinks you should beat the hell out of. But if you're looking at their path through the playoff, they got to beat us, the newcomers who we just showed you. It's a big stage for us in our first year. And then you got to go beat Boise State. That's who's waiting for you in the Fiesta Bowl. So they've got the best looking ride there to the semifinal, which is a place they've not yet been before. Remember, Lance, we've been in it since they've gone to the expanded playoff model. So since going from the BCS model to a 14 playoff.
That was like 2014.
13 years ago. I think it was 2011. However, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, I think it was Zeke won the first one, so I always base it off that. I think it's 2014 or 15. Somewhere
is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wherever it was. If you go back, had we started with a 12-team playoff in that same format that year, no team would have made the playoff more than Penn State. Ironically, Penn State has never made the 4-team playoff. So they've got their road perfectly cut out for them if they can pull it off to go to that 4-team spot and be a game away from playing for a national championship. Something they haven't done since early days of Joe Paterno. Talking early days of Joe Pa. Yeah, so a huge monumental thing. But if you blow it then, between now and then, I'm saying like James Franklin and Ryan Day are both hot going into these games.
You think
James Franklin gets beat by SMU. Ryan Day gets beat by Tennessee. Both of them are going to be tiptoeing their way from their post-game press conference to wherever the hell their car is to not see that athletic director. Both of them have fan bases that are starved and think this is the year. And I don't think either team looks like my eventual national champion.
Yeah, no, and we'll talk about it more next show. We'll do the bracket and a lot more college football. But some of these paths,
the other conversation I want to set up, Lance, so we don't get so stuck on my Saturdays, is your Sundays, because we're getting to a place now where we're officially wild card race season
Mm-hmm.
now. We got to start.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna start winning and who's gonna have to start losing to get certain teams in, and what's the playoff picture gonna look like, and who's gonna be fighting for seeds, and how significant is a 1 seed in the AFC this year? Can Buffalo go chase down Kansas City? Shit like that.
Yeah.
All worthy conversations. So that and more coming up later this week and on future episodes of the Wanna Parlay podcast.
Yep, that we'll definitely get into. I want to do the college football, the bracket, and that Thursday. We'll unveil that. We'll have, and we'll go from there. But that wraps it up for this show, I believe.
Heck yeah, it does. It was great to talk to our boy Cade. Dialed picks. God dang. Go get into your Wanna app and don't even go worry about making a parlay yet. Just go over to Dialed Picks' account, click on his winners, and scroll for a while. And when you get like through 30 minutes of scrolling and it's still going, just bop yourself on the head and go, okay, I'm done making decisions. This guy Cade gets to make every single fucking one for me going forward. Great to talk to Cade. Thank you, Dialed Picks. You're a sweet, sweet man. Jacob Todd, it's got to be my fault, brother, on the link. We'll check. We'll make sure we'll get you dialed up. He sent me a text mid-show he was trying to get on, so hopefully we'll have him ready to go for next Thursday. And, a bunch of other people we got to call out already making money this week. Broccoli 11, One Man Raider, Durs Jensen. Fun name, Durs Jensen. First time seeing you. And then our boy Kevin Turner still hanging around making some money, Lance. So
AT.
A lot of people making money this week on the Wanna Parlay platform. You go ahead and be one of them. Go make a parlay as soon as you get done listening to us. This show is brought to you by the good people of the Wanna Parlay, where any week you can turn $2 into $2,000 of cold hard American cash. We will be back next Thursday by the good grace of those same people from Wanna Parlay. And we are happy to continue to do it for you, bringing you all the best sports content and bringing you all the great updates from the Wanna Parlay page, letting you know when people like Dialed Picks exist, rattling off 15 grand. Holy shit. Anyway, that was the show.
Well, that wraps it up for us, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back Thursday, same time, 3 p.m. Pacific Coast time. And, we'll see you then. Salute.